Yeah, that's right, we're doing another one of these videos. Hey, what's up? My name is John Bonjour. I'm an artist and film enthusiast. I haven't drawn any art, and I'm not really enthusing about some film, but I do have a theory, and I want to put it out there just in case I'm right, because I like to be right, and I like when people tell me I'm right and that I'm good. So comment below. So I've been thinking a lot about X-Men because, I don't know, it's just part of what I think about Spider-Man, X-Men, Marvel. It's just, a lot of the time, that's what's going on in my brain. It's been a really long time, like way too long, since we've done anything with the X-Men. Like, I understand that Marvel is taking their time trying to build this world out. I know Deadpool's gonna have a lot to do with that, and I'll get into that in a second. I understand that that's what we're building toward. There's been a couple of cameos, a couple of hints, and I think I know where we're going. And I think that there's something really important that I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about. There's a good chance I put this out and everyone just kind of goes, yeah, man, that's pretty obvious. I'm sure I'm not the first to say this, but I haven't seen people saying it, and I don't know. Again, I like to be right. Who can, sue me. It's not illegal. I don't think. Is it illegal to like be? Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, also I'm still in an Airbnb in Thailand, so it's gonna look terrible. There's nothing I can do. We'll just move past that. Don't be petty about this. Don't be that guy. All right, so here's my theory. I think Marvel is being very intentional with the introduction of X-Men 97. I don't think that was just them going, what properties do we have? Maybe we should do an X-Men thing because we have the cartoon. I think that was wildly intentional, and I think the fact that they put so much effort into making this good and big really shows that. Here's the crux of my theory. X-Men 97 is going to be a universe in Secret Wars. I think it is going to be possibly the X-Men that they merge in at the end of Secret Wars, or maybe just a universe of X-Men for them to fight. Here's why I say this. I think Marvel knows if they do the whole Fox X-Men universe versus the current MCU universe, it's just too muddy. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think they will pull elements from that, but I think Secret Wars just can't be all the people we know and love all coming back together, because then there will just be weird feelings, people who are upset that the X-Men weren't handled in the way that they wanted them to be. There's already that with Spider-Man. When No Way Home came out, everybody was so happy and loved it. And now there's already people being like, I don't love the way they handled that. I didn't like this. I think this was bad. And they're just going to get way more of that if they merge all of the universes that everybody already knows, which is why I think they're trying to kind of pop up other universes that are important. Here's where X-Men 97 comes in. I think that that's where Monica went to at the end of the Marvels. Spoilers for the Marvels. Sorry if you haven't seen it. It's been like months. It's been in Marvel time. That's like 8 years. Okay, if you haven't seen it, that's not my fault. My point is, at the end of the Marvels, Monica goes into a universe where we see a very extremely classic-looking Beast. I think that is the X-Men 97 universe brought into live action. I think that they're very intentional about their design choices for that Beast. I think that that's a huge part of why they put Beast specifically in there, because any other X-Men, and you could go, yeah, cool, that's an X-Men in an X-Men costume. That is such a specific look for Beast that I don't think you could do that in any other way. I think they're sending Monica over to the X-Men 97 universe so that she will be the kind of connection point between that X-Men 97 and now the current MCU universe when Secret Wars happens. Now, you may be asking yourself, isn't that a bit of a stretch because Beast could look like that in other universes? And my answer is, yeah, it is. I do think a point against that is that Beast is voiced by Kelsey Grammer. That's not super great. I don't think Kelsey Grammer is voicing him in X-Men 97. I will give you that as a point against my theory, but I still think that it is solid. I think that they're trying to set up this X-Men universe that is based on the cartoon universe, that is the cartoon universe in live action, because there is no way, look at me in my eyes, there is no way that they're going to put random cartoon characters into that movie. Secret Wars is not going to have animated characters. No, in no world does that work or look cool or fun. We're not trying to Roger Rabbit the MCU. If Miles shows up in the MCU, even if it's the Spider-Verse Miles, he will be live action. I think that's why they're doing What If in that kind of animated style that looks very much like the rest of the MCU. They want to include the characters that work from that in Secret Wars. I would be shocked. I mean, honestly, wouldn't we all? If Captain Carter doesn't show up in Secret Wars, why did we do any of that? Honestly, even if she does, why did we do any of that? Sometimes I wonder. I don't like that show. I'm getting off track. Where does Deadpool fit into this theory? I think Deadpool is going to be the kind of movie that sets what the multiverse is. I think Deadpool is going to show us that there are so many different universes. I really hope, at least, that we're kind of bouncing around through the universes in Deadpool. I think it would be a bummer if that whole movie took place in the void. It's entirely possible, but I think it would be a bummer. And I really do think that Deadpool is going to be bouncing around different universes. I think that's where they're going to introduce us to the idea that there's a bunch of universes of X-Men. And maybe one of them happens to be the one that's X-Men 97, and maybe we see that beast again. That's my theory. Why would they do that? I think it's just, it would be neat. People are really liking X-Men 97, so even if that wasn't their plan before, it's probably going to be now. But I really do think that that's what they were going for the whole time. Oh, another point in favor of this, it looks like Fantastic Four is going to be set in a different universe. So I think that they're starting to do movies that are not in the mainline MCU. And I think that that's part of what they're kind of trying to hint at is like, okay, maybe we need to introduce some other characters, and then that'll be a universe that then collides with this one. The X-Men 97 universe will be one that collides with this one. Maybe they'll throw the Fox one in there. I don't think so. I think Deadpool's kind of going to be the farewell to that. Maybe some characters will show up from that, but I just have a hard time thinking that that whole universe of X-Men movies and I don't know, like Ghost Rider and like all those kind of things, I just have a really hard time thinking some of those are going to show up. If they do, I think it's probably going to be in Deadpool, where you can kind of poke fun at it and be like, oh, isn't this a little dumb? And then we're done. Like, I don't think we need the No Way Home of all of those X-Men, because then you're going to talk about which timeline of X-Men. There's like 3 or 4 different timelines you can pull from the one set of X-Men movies. But I think if this is the 97 universe, they have the benefit of already people hate the mutants in that universe. The way that the Avengers are loved, the way they're appreciated, people are fans of the superheroes. I just have a really hard time thinking that another team of superheroes is all of a sudden some kind of gross freak. I don't see them building that hatred, and that's a huge part of what makes the X-Men, which is why I think the X-Men are going to be from that universe, and that's going to kind of merge. So that's my theory. I think that's how they're introducing the X-Men. I would imagine that that's how they're going to get comic book style X-Men that come into this universe, is some other universe of X-Men, probably the one that Monica went into. And then they just get merged in at the end of Secret Wars. As I'm explaining it, it feels a lot smaller than it felt in my brain. But I do, if that ends up being true, I want to be right. I want to point back to this video. Yeah, thanks for listening. I know that this is kind of long-winded. I do think that's what's going on, and I'm proud of this theory. I also still think that Spider-Man's going to be in Venom 3, in case anybody's wondering. I stand by that. Is it true? Who knows? But I feel strongly that it is. Anyway, I almost forgot to end this video. Thanks for watching this video and checking out my channel. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on movies, comics, X-Men, other comics, I guess, TV shows, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below, what do you think of my theory? Do you think I'm right? I think I'm right. Do you think I'm right? Or do none of those things, because I am not your dad.